Hi, Planner Perfect girls. I am jumping on this Friday night to go live really quick to chat about the to-do list. So I'm going to see how many women I can get on. I know it's a Friday night, but grab your wine and join me anyway. Let's discuss. I'm a train wreck right now. Just got done making homemade pizzas, had the grandbaby all day. I think I have pizza on my shirt, okay? But it's okay. I feel that I gotta go on. I've been seeing some great girls chatting about just lists and things like that. And let's go ahead and talk about it. Happy Friday, girls. Happy Friday. I hope you guys can hear me better because I got a new phone. I think my other one might have been jammed full of, bread dough, cookie crumbs, and makeup. I don't know, but I got a new phone, and I don't think I'm is echoey. Am I? I hope I'm not. So, yay, yes. Hi. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Kimberly. So I see that there was a question about the to-do list, and can you use the to-do list with the method and blah, 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 blah. So first, I do want to introduce myself. If I do have anyone new, and for anyone catching the replay, my name is Jenny Penton, and I want to just welcome you into the Planner Perfect community, where I do teach women how to write a better story. I'm a homeschooling mom of 8 and an artist, and I've created a method and planning system and planners to help women be organized and to write a better story using their gifts and talents and to get stuff done. So I've been planning this way for over 20 years. As my family grew and as big as it is, and I am not a lister, okay, but let's talk about lists, and you can write lists. So let's break in some of these. Break these down, talk about them a little bit, and talk about why this method works, and about how you can use it to the fullest so you can be organized. So let's really talk about. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Lori. Let's really talk about what this method is really all about. So I created it. Hey, Melissa. I created it just because my mom planned this way. So I adopted it from her. So she's at the roots of it, but I've made it prettier and I've made it inspiring, and I've changed some things around with my large family. I only have 2 other siblings and things like that. So I really made it so that any woman can be organized at any time of her life. And so it just keeps you organized. Well, here's why it works. Number 1, you're breaking down what I noticed with planners, and I would always be trying to be into a planner so I could be organized, is something you got to get it out of your head and you got to write it down, right? I mean, you got to get it out. We are CEO of our homes. I don't care if you work outside the home or you're busting your butt in the home. You are the CEO of your home nonetheless, really. I mean, so you've got, there's got to be organization. You want to feel like you're on top of it. The only time you do feel overwhelmed when you really can't do it, is when you're overwhelmed. Nothing makes me feel more defeated than when I'm not serving my family well. That's really when it boils down to. It's like I feel really defeated and I hate everyone. I'm like, well, you guys can just eat the cookies in the pantry then. It's just, it just takes some stepping back, knowing what you want, being strategic, and mapping out how you want to do it. So the planner is set up so that you can do that. So what I love is its room. Okay, it gives you room. You know what else really always really stressed me out? Time frames. Okay, time slots. Sorry, I'm going to rephrase that. Time slots. Unless I am working outside the home and I've got appointments to keep every hour, I really don't want that kind of time constraint. I love working by time blocks. So I was using washi kind of as a blocker, stuff like that. But let's talk about that. There's room to be able to write how you want to live, okay? How you want to live. I want to get you out of the mindset. It's a mindset change where you want to go from, I got a buttload of crap to do and I need to organize it. Okay, so instead of thinking that way, let's think about, hey, yeah, I'm a mom, okay? And I'm a wife or whatever. I've got these things, these roles that I do play, but here's what I do know about me is that I love this, I love that, I am this, I am that. So don't forget about yourself. That was one of the things that is part of us here at Planet Perfect is knowing who you are. So it's important to know who you are when you're a mom, okay? Because if you don't remember who you are, then you will fall flat and fall short every time because you can only serve so long before you get really, really, really feeling depleted and as though you are missing something. Like, you know what I mean? You'll feel like something's amiss, and it's because you're neglecting who you are and not using your gifts and your talents. So hi Melissa, hi Wendy. And so that's also very, very important. So if you were just to write down lists, then you have really drawn your life down to, you have really just put your life down into lists that you are a series of things to do. And you're more than that. There also is the fact, the scientific fact, that if you write things down and you write them down with detail, you're more apt to do them because you are writing so much detail of how you want to live and how you want to be and what you want to do and what you want to accomplish. And the way that you phrase these things that you have to do, incorporating them and weaving them within the beauty of everyday life, you will be inspired to get these things done rather than, do you ever notice how it's a never-ending to-do list? That it's always on your plate, that you feel like, you literally base your self-worth on this to-do list. Like, oh, there we go again. Horrible mother, didn't get that done, this done. My bed's a pit, never made it today. But if you changed your mindset and the way you planned, and if you use the method the way it is to be used, as in you are really scripting the story of how you want to Lecrae, I am laughing so hard right now. Girl, there is nothing wrong with that, okay? That's just hilarious. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, listen, when you write things out in advance on how you want to live, so now you've broken it down to months. This is number one. The beauty of really the Traveler's Notebook is gorgeous because you can swap out books, okay? Wardrobe books, journaling, gratitude, a month's worth of your life, one at a time, inspiring, full of goals. That's what I'm leading to. So now you've got room for all these goals. You've got room for birthday parties that you need to set. You've got things that you're going to finally start and begin for you with its details on how you want to do it. You're going to finally begin to exercise because you care about you and your health. You're going to begin a baking day because it's going to help you be organized in your kitchen and in your home. So you're writing down steps of how you're going to do it. So now you're beginning to feel the relief and it's beginning to feel less stressful because you're taking things that are in your head and the things that are overwhelming, and you're beginning to now navigate them and map them in ways that now seem more inspiring. Because it's not inspiring. No, I work inside because we do run the business here. So I'm here running it and homeschooling and such. So no, I don't work outside. I work inside the home. So if you do, and we're going to talk about women that do work outside of the home as well, and we'll touch on that. So, but it's still very relevant whether you work outside or not, because you still have your mornings that you can execute things, or your evenings when you get home to execute certain things, to be organized and clean in your home, and other projects that you may want to pursue, or a side gig that you're beginning and you want to pursue it with reckless abandon. So this is where this planner comes into you thrive with it. So when you script your day, you'll begin real quick to also notice what you don't want to do or what's not working, because you're spending more time really dissecting these to-do lists and these tasks. So if I just wrote out a continual list, I would probably bawl my eyes out, because it doesn't seem inspiring. It seems overwhelming, and I would hate my life. I mean, if it said clean the toilets, wash all the wood floors, do the blinds, teach your child how to do his spelling, watch your grandbaby all day and make sure he eats vegetables instead of cookies. And then writing down, I could go on and on and on. Exercise, Jenny, don't forget that. I'd probably boot that. That'd be the first thing I'd leave. I'd get out of here. I'd be like, get out of town. You don't have time for that. By the look of this list, you're just not gonna do that. But when you write it in a way where they are interwoven into a beautiful life, you begin to see real quick. Then also what you want to maybe eliminate or postpone or change around, or delegate to someone else, or do something that can make you really map out a life that you're loving. So when I go and map out my life, and let me see, this was Friday, and see how, it looks pretty scripty. But the reason why it is because everything you're writing is your why. You're writing why you're doing it. And you'll find out real quick if you don't want it or not. And then you'll try really hard to switch it around. Or you'll work really hard then and try to and weave it in a way that incorporates beautifully into everything else that you're doing, so you're really living a beautiful life. Because really, just the art of living is a beautiful thing. We don't want to reduce ourselves to the lists, and those are going to be uninspiring, and you won't ever fulfill them. And if you do accomplish them once or twice or a couple times and you check them off and you're feeling fantastic, it's fleeting, because you've got to really be coming from a different mindset of knowing that you're more than just that to-do list. You want to really create a beautiful life for yourself and your family. And really the only way to do that in a way that is inspiring and keeps you invigorated and inspired to do more of it and to keep going is the way it's written down. That's just the secret sauce. I mean, if you have a day though, where, and it's an exception, not the rule, where you have a day where you really have some stuff that you got to bang out and you got to get a to-do list in there, then by all means, one of those days that you're just like, you know what, I gotta do this now, and I ain't scripting my why. I know I gotta do it. Then just bang, 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 right? There's plenty of room on that 2-day spread. Just bang them out, But if that's all you're living off of, you will soon feel that. That's why women are always like, I don't have planner peace. It's just a matter of you're really not living your best life. I mean, it's just the planner. This is just set up so that you can live out that life, and it inspires you by how much you are writing in it. You know what I mean? And it should function as something that is a tool to help you be organized and fulfilled personally, and growing spiritually, and unhurried, and enjoying your life. And that's really how it is set up to be used. And then each month presents a new, beautiful set of things that can present themselves to accomplish and do and see. And you can change it around. And even your cleaning it will be changed quarterly. And so it's just really, really fun. Do I have any questions at all that I can answer while I'm on? I know that the 12-month planner, I know that a gal had asked about that. Hi, Debbie. We do have a 12-month that fits real beautifully into the planner too. If you want to do forward planning, put down vacations and map those out. I know, right? We're now cleaning. We're deep into the trenches of our cleaning. And when I really just had set intentions that I was going to clean this whole week, if you watched my stories, if you saw on Project Me, we really are on this cleaning now to really make sure our homes are nice and clean. Hi, Sue. And, you know, it's a matter of incorporating it and weaving it into your days. And like I would work out before, I would get my grandbaby. I had planned out what the breakfasts were. I had planned out what lunches were. I had planned out dinners, what those were and how they could be easier, because you're envisioning the whole day in advance, how it's going to look, what are the odds of children wanting to do this or that, or whatever it may be. What could you do for dinner? What could you do after? What could you do for your health? What are you going to do for you? You're incorporating your cleaning in that day. When you're done, what are you going to do? There's just, how do you want to live? What do you want to start? What book are you going to read? What can you do exciting on Wednesday? What can you do on Friday that is taking you out of your comfort zone? You're asking these kinds of questions. Those pages are beckoning you to live beyond of what other people are telling you that you need to do for them. And that's the big one. I mean, if you think about it, all us moms, us women, okay, we got all of this stuff that people, of the role that we have that's expected of us, right? And so instead of just organizing all of this stuff that people expect us to do and want us to do and need us to do, right? Then why don't we take all of it and instead of just putting it into certain time slots and color coding it and making us look super, super busy and organized, but yet completely bland and mediocre, not moving or budging in our own spiritual and personal journeys, okay? Because you don't want to be stagnant in your own personal journey. I don't care if you've got a blue dot by Sam Soctor Practice and a yellow dot by Lucy's, and you're organized and you have a crock pot meal in. If you don't know who you are outside of you being a mom, then that's really going to not be very fulfilling for too long. And so that needs to be the basis and the understanding behind how you plan. And you don't want to forget you and how you feed your body, where your spiritual life is, the books that you read, the exercise you do, the gifts and the talents that God has given you and has given each and every one of us that is already built into us. We don't have to look very far. It's built in and it is unique to us. It is something that we offer and only we can do. No one can come along and take your thing that you're good at and run with it. Only you can do it. It's yours and you're called to use it, and you can use it while you're a mom. You can use it for your family and you can use it outside your family. It's not an either or scenario. Well, I'm a mom. Oh, good. Then your kids and your family are going to benefit like crazy. And then you need to take it a step further and use it for the world, because you don't be buried with your gifts. Those are to be used to help the world, help your people. And so have fun within the Uh, Melissa, I love you. You know, it's just a matter of we are called to use our gifts and talents, and we are to use them. And if you don't use them, you'll always feel the tug and you'll always feel the nag. And all of the different processes that we go through in our emotional journeys, if you're not moving forward in your life, then you're going backwards and you're dying. A lot of people are just staying so stagnant. And us moms, when I say, I'm talking to women, I'm talking to moms who serve and serve and serve and let themselves go, thinking that's the noble thing to do, and it's not. You need to, if there is no you, then you can't serve. And if there is no healthy you can't perform. And if your cup is not filled up, then you're not serving as well as you can. So the planner is set up so that you're not defined by a list, but rather you're living by the way that you see yourself living and the way you want to live and the way you see yourself and the way you want to carry yourself and who you want to be when you grow up. And you can be that. You can be that now, and you can do it with littles at your feet, or you can do it if they're out of the house and it's just you and your husband. You can begin now. And if you feel like you don't have much going on now that your kids are gone, this is the perfect opportunity for you to be able to be adventurous and to be finding out, for maybe the first time, what you're good at. And you can begin to explore you. And I know I have a great model, and that is my mom, who my dad is boring. Okay, my dad is the most boring man you'll ever meet. He's funny. He's a hoot. He's got great, different qualities, but he's boring. Okay. And my mom, she's like, you know what? If you don't want to do that, then I am. Okay. And she but loves him and respects him for where he's at. There's no, you never take me here, or you never do this. She's like, you know what? I love you. You can just stay here and watch old Western movies. I'm going to go rowing. I mean, and then she just made sure that she would have dinner for him. And, I've told this story before. My mom was she loves him and respects him and does her, And so they just love each other for where they're at and what they're doing. But she keeps moving. She keeps moving and moving and moving. She was rowing in her 60s. We're talking rowing. You can't, hello, this is not the time. No, I can't. So she would literally be rowing in her 60s. She's like, listen, Jenny, I can't. I'm in a rowing club. I'm like, excuse me? Okay, so then then she'd do book clubs, and then she would do writing clubs. She was taking classes. She became a life coach. She did all these different things. Started a blog. I mean, she just was like, you know what? It's not too late. I'm doing this stuff. And so she just keeps moving, but she loves and respects my dad. So even if you have maybe the same scenario where your husband doesn't want to really do much, or, maybe you can't do it with him, that's okay. This is your journey. This is your spiritual place. This is where you're headed. These are your gifts and talents. This is what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? This doesn't even have to do with anybody else anyways. This is all you, girl. This is you. And so you should be like, your pen at some point starts small, but pretty soon that pen's going to be flying on those 2 pages of all of the 2-page layout of all of the things you can do, bake, create, write, be, and execute, and get out of your comfort zone and do things you never thought you would, and grow spiritually and physically, being healthy and fit, and there's just so much. There's just so much. So don't let anybody else around you feel like, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, doesn't do stuff or whatever. This is all about you. And when it comes to children, work around them. Just work around them. if I just work around and weave around my children, just I'm like, he's taking a nap, I'm going live. He's downstairs, I'm baking cookies. This kid's over here, I'm gonna do this. These kids are sleeping in, I'm working out. You know what I mean? My husband's going here, I'm headed this way. I map it. I mean, I'm like, ooh, and I look at the whole week. I find out what people are doing. I plan things out. I'm like, hey, let's throw a party here. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? It's choreographing. You're a choreographer, but it's on what you're creating the life. You're creating it. You're like, you know what? I want to get fit. How am I going to do it? Just, you do it. That's what you do. You do it. I should really read more. Then read more. And do it. Get your first book. Write it down on your goal pages. What's the book's going to be and when you're going to get it. And then after you're done writing it, go get it on your Kindle. And you're going to feel so good. Once you start accomplishing these goals for yourself, you will feel so empowered. You just feel so inspired and empowered, and you feel amazing. You know what I mean? You feel like you can conquer the world. And then, then it's just like, housework, can totally do it. It's just, and then when you begin to write down how you want to do it and the candle's lit and you're knocking this out because you know that you love the feeling of having and creating an atmosphere for your family that feels cozy and homey and clean and orderly. And so you plan for it and you write it out and you have the day scheduled. And you're not even going to stop there. If you had to order pizza that day, you're still choreographing it. You could plan a crock pot meal. You're planning and choreographing. You're working out. You're reading this book at this time because you know when you can, if you've got the slot. You're going to go live for the first time and share your story. And you're going to share women about how you came out of a hard place and how you're a better person for it. You're going to get out of your comfort zone. You're going to do it. You may think it might flop and you just don't care because you're going to get the butterflies and go for it. But you are going to start and begin to dramatically change your lives, change the life of those around you, and begin a journey of going forward. So just remember with this method that it is more than a to-do list because you're more than a to-do list. If you want to be organized and truly get things done, you've got to look beyond what you have to do. You have to look at what you want to do. Who are you anyways? And what do you want to accomplish? And how can you clean and take care of your to-do list and pick up the cleaners and the groceries in a way that fits in the art of living a beautiful life? I mean, I've always even said, when it's grocery day, man, it's grocery day. It's like you're wearing your cutest sundress, you've got your recyclable bag, you've got cute shoes on, and you're grocery shopping. Who said you have to shop with a high ponytail, no makeup on every week with sweatpants that are dirty? Who says? Who says? You can be and do the person that you think you could never be. It just takes a matter of just saying, this is who I want to be. This is what I want to do. And you can only do it for yourself. And no one else is holding you back. Only your inability to think that you can. So understand that you can take even the to-do list that may seem very mundane and make it beautiful. Make it absolutely beautiful. When you're serving homemade bread for your family and when you come home from the grocery store, I bring all my kids to the grocery store. I homeschool them, so I always think it's very educational for them to be with me everywhere I go and go to the bank and go to the grocery store and go everywhere. And so they're always with me. And so have I nursed in the middle of the girls department with the skirt on? Yes. Okay. And did I spend 5 hours at Super Target because I have a slew of kids? Yeah. But it was fun. And it's what I wanted to do. I wanted to set it's life. I'm not in a hurry to get groceries. I'm going to enjoy the journey of feeding my family. And hey, they're all coming along. You might as well learn how to behave in public anyways. And if you cry, I don't even care, okay? Because if I were little, I would probably cry too, okay? I never care. I don't care what people think. I don't care if they think I'm in over my head. I don't care if kids cry. We just go and we do, and I expect it. I mean, I'm just like, I don't even expect perfection, but I'm dressed, I'm cute. A couple times, I always tell the story, a couple times, I remember my Gabe, who's 19 right now, one time he walked into Target, he had his arms like this, he walked in, he's like, you know what? I'm not shopping. He was 4. He's like, I'm not moving from this spot. That's what he told me. I was like, what do you mean you're not moving? We just got here. I've got a whole bunch of kids hanging off me, baby, you know, nursing in a Moby. I'm like, what do you mean you're not moving? He's like, yeah, no, I'm not moving. Yeah, so I just dragged him by the arm. We all took the kids into the car and I drove home like Cruella de Vil in the snow. Sue, do you remember? Do you remember? I know I told you the story when I got home, just a vent. I drove home. Do you guys remember the old cartoon? I know you do, of Cruella de Vil and 101 Dalmatians when she's driving through the snow. Remember how she was all crazy? It was wintertime, and that's how I drove home. I was so mad. So yes, there has been times where it has not been perfect, okay? But shoot, I'm going for it. And when he was feeling better mentally the next day, we went, okay? I just was like, you know what? You know what? We're trying this again. Did I threaten them that no one's ever going to shop with me for the rest of their lives? Yes, that's natural. I told them, no one's coming with me shopping for the rest of your lives. And they were upset by that. They're like, who are we staying with, Dad? The horror. I'm going with you. Dad's so boring. So, you know, they came with me the next day. You know what I mean? Yeah, do you, Brenda? It's just what you do. You just, yeah, you know, crazy and mad, and you got to get home because you're just so mad. But anyway, I tell you what, I would have handled it a lot differently now. But back then, that's just, man, those were good memories. Those were such good memories. But you just are, it's the journey, for crying out loud. And yeah, it's hard when you take kids grocery shopping, but all good things come from doing stuff that's hard. So that's why, I mean, I'm always challenging myself. It's like, you know what? If it's hard, that means I need to go do it. Is it hard taking a gajillion kids to Super Target? Yeah, let's go. You know, is it hard to bake everything you eat? Yeah, but it's worth it. So I'm doing it. Is it hard? It can be with a bunch of kids. Yeah, but I'm going to do it. Everything worth doing is going to be tough. It's going to be challenging. Should you always just run yourself ragged? No, it's not what I'm saying. But just know that though my whole life has been just something where if it's challenging, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I want them with me. It was something I wanted. I wanted to be able to have home-baked goods. I wanted to spend time with my family and my kids, even if they're sassy and even when they're happy. I don't want to, work my life only around people and kids that are stabilized 100%. And when, I just welcomed the challenge. I just was like, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. So, and you'll just find that it's fun, it's challenging. I have grown tremendously and spiritually by going to Super Target once a week with my children. It was a spiritual experience. It was definitely a spiritual experience. And then I remember when I started my own blog and I began to write when I was going to, I did a homeschooling blog. It was called Homeschooling Belle after my daughter, Bella. And we call her Belle. But it was called Homeschooling Belle. And I remember I dove in just with both feet in that. And I loved it. It was something that really got me out of bed in the morning. I was like, I love this. It was just a way of just self-expression and helping other women maybe in their journey and of homeschooling. And then I created a food blog because I love food and cooking and I'm a mom of so many that you gotta do it. And so I thought I'm going to write down all my recipes. And so I still do it. And so it's just finding something that you love and you go for it. And just everything you do is just, you're living, and you're living 100%. You're just living 100% in the stuff that you decide to do it with all you got. Just do it with all you got. And you probably will have to lessen some things that you're doing. But with the things that you decide to take on, oh, I see Bella's on, then you do it 100%. It's the best way to do it, and it flows really well with the method. So do I have any more questions before I let you go this Friday night? I hope I've got you pumped for the weekend. I might try to pop on tomorrow. I am celebrating my mom tomorrow. And then Sunday is Mother's Day. So bless all you mothers. And I hope you've planned your Mother's Day. You know, I'm big into that. You know, I never, ever, ever let my Mother's Day go to chance. Never. I've done that before, and it's not a good idea. I always have it completely planned. So maybe we should check in tomorrow and see how we're doing and how we've got this planned. I'll bake my own cake even if I need to. Because I don't know if you remember last year, it was a bust with my cake. Maybe I should make it this time just to make sure it's what I want. So, oh, yes. So anyway, girls, love you, love you, love you. Have an amazing weekend. Have an amazing Mother's Day weekend. I do hope to pop on, but it is pretty busy for me, so we'll see if I can. And have a beautiful time with a glass of wine or some tea in your planner tonight, and really lay that planner out and really dream about how you want your home to look, how you want to feel, how you want to be, what you want to do, what you want to accomplish for yourself and your family, all the way through till you want to go to bed. Break them up, leave spaces between some of the script for the morning and the late morning and the early afternoon and the late afternoon and the evening time, so that your eyes flow. But when you write in such detail about how you want to live, then your mind has already taken note, because that was a lot of information out of the head and onto paper, and you're just motivated already from within to tackle your plans, because your whole heart's in it. It's not, because when you write a list, it's just your head. That's just your head. You're like, toilet, this, take the kids, pack their lunch. That's your head. You need a heart-head combo to allow yourself to be completely motivated and inspired to live your best life. And so that's why you need to script out a life that you want, that involves more than just your head and to-dos. And so I'm going to find out right now if that's my Isabella that is putting up mean marks, because I'm about to go run up to that bedroom of hers. So let's do the heart. Let's get the heart into your planning of your life, so you can live your very, very best life. So I will touch in again really soon. I love you, girls, and until next time, bye, you guys.